actually, it won't be morning when you see this, so good evening. If you're watching it in the evening, that's when it comes out. And I know you all just run straight to see my videos. Bit of a difference on this one. It's going to be a bit of a mixture of jobs, a bit of a day in the life as such. Enjoyed making one of them before, so hopefully you enjoy watching it. And a bit of a change up from just focusing on one sole job. We'll see how we get on. So now we're in the first one, and should be quite an easy one. Shower pump issues. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's switch it on. And straight away you can hear the pump's gone. It's obviously seized up, so it's going to need a replacement. Nice, easy job. So nice, easy job, that one. In and out diagnosis visit. They thought the pump was airlocked. They said that's happened quite a few times previously, but no, you can see, or you might have seen, there was a bit of water underneath, so it's obviously been leaking and burnt the pump out, in which case just a new one, which are super expensive pumps. Not sure what I'm going to go for. There's a Stuart Turner in there, but quite keen to try some other brands. There's Salamander, Grundfos, a couple of others, so we shall see. But yeah, nice easy diagnosis job, just how you want to start your day. Get in, get paid, get out. What's next? We are parked up at this next one. This is to get some towel rails working. Believe the immersion tank has been drained down, and for some reason the towel rails have stopped working. Don't know why. In theory they shouldn't be connected when they're drained, but let's get in there and have a look. So there wasn't really much footage to get in that one. Really odd system whereby the towel rails are run off the secondary return. Now I've got pipework, all electric system in there. There's no consistency as to when they come on, when they go off. Tenants never had any consistency with it, but I did find that the pump had locked out. So reset that, seemed to be starting to flow. So it's a bit of a waiting game. But now we are dealing with this, just a standard boiler service. Trying to top up the expansion vessel, which is under here. So yeah, doing it with that much gap and that much space. So fun times. Again, probably not much for you to see in this one. The way it is at the moment. So next job of the day is a glowworm flexicom and total failure. So could be anything. They've not told me any fault codes, so we shall see when we get in there. So we are in here on a glowworm flexicom F9 fault, which is usually pump or pressure sensor. I'll show you what it does. Reset it. There's a demand on the boiler. Pressure sensor there, which is actually the old type. Those rubber hoses can get blocked up too. But the pump runs, cycles about 5 times. And then was going to F9, but this time it's fired up. Have got the isolations closed, so I wonder if that's why. And I have been, because I was just about to drain and take the sensor out before making the video. So Reset again and see what it does this time. So that's a good indication that it's a sensor. So let's take it out and let's see if there's any debris in it, but it's likely just gonna need replacing. While I've got that drained, I'm also going to recharge the vessel because they have had some pressure issues. To recharge the vessel, take out the pressure sensor and have a look at that. So the vessel Schrader is passing, so that we need to replace. And sensor, no signs of debris, so it's not blocked. Just going to need a new one. Right, so went in there, diagnosed it. Pressure sensor, it's also going to need a new Schrader core. Currently charging my thingamajig air compressor. So we're going to head to City Plumbing, grab that now, and be on our way back, hopefully. So back at the job with our parts. First things first, let's change the Schrader core. So you need one of these. I usually change these on the service when you're checking the vessel if there's any signs of any issues, to be fair. Sometimes they are a bit broken, but normally you can get them out. And can't get the old Schrader out, so it's gonna need a new vessel. Okay, not much we can do with that now. Boiler wasn't working anyway. Just a little pin in there. Here's a new switch, don't forget to put the little O-ring on there. So the new sensor is not working, basically. It's showing up 0 bar. If I put the old one back in, put the power off, put the old one back in, put the pin in, power back on. It works. So faulty new sensor. So we've managed to get it up and running again with the old sensor, but it's not going to work because the vessel needs replacing. I will temporarily overnight leave it running, but use a rad as a vessel to take up the expansion. So as you saw there, the pressure sensor, the new one, was faulty, showing up 0 bar. Well, I didn't put it back in to show you, but yeah, showing up 0 bar. Put the old one back in, it was working, so that's good. And needs a new expansion vessel, so we'll quote that up temporarily to keep the system up and running. Drained out a bit of a rad, so you can either do it with a small rad or half a normal size rad and fill that with air, and that will act as expansion in the system and can get you out of a hole overnight. So yeah, little tip there. Let's pay for our parking, because as I'm sure any of you that work in London know, it's the most important thing we've got to do and keep an eye on. So it's an ideal logic, no heating. Let's see if this is the issue. Let's go turn up the thermostat. If only they were all that easy, I take it. Honestly, give me a good few of them and I'll be a very happy man. Nice, easy, switch to central heating mode. Bang. So we're back to change the vessel on this one. It's a refurbished vessel, used vessel, which the customer opted for just because they want to replace the boiler within the next 6 months. So yeah, this will get them up and running. Keep them going probably through the winter, see them through, and then new boiler time. You can see there where it's all rusted, where I tried to get it out the other day. The even supply washer. So we are all in, topping the pressure up. Should work just fine now. Keep them ticking over till next year. So there you are, there's a little insight into a typical week, various bits and pieces. I mean, there's only about 3 or 4 jobs on there, and then it got railroaded by the expansion vessel one. But yeah, that's how it can go sometimes. A couple that couldn't really film anything, couldn't really show you anything, but thought best to leave them in because that's what happens in this game. And that's what happens when you turn up to something. Sometimes there's nothing to do, sometimes it's a waiting game, sometimes there's lots to do. Sometimes there's more than you bargained for, like the expansion vessel one. But yeah, the tower one, really strange one. It airlocks, from what I've been told, the system airlocks every time it's drained down. The tower rails don't work. The only way I can see that happening, and judging by the pipes in there and everything, it's all electric in the building. The only way it can run is the water coming off the hot water draw off. Whether it's got bath, shower water running around the tower rails, I do not know. Don't really understand that one. We shall see. They said it's quite a common problem that happens all the time. And shower pump one, customer accepted the quote, but I declined to go and do the job. Just a bit of a nightmare on the email thread, and I felt it was in my best interest not to undertake the job, shall we say, which is a shame because customers used me for about 3 years. But it was a definite odd breakdown in trust, which I don't really understand where that came from, and they can't explain it. or didn't feel like it was an issue, but I did. So yeah, there was lots of odd questions and could see it going the wrong way, so I opted to walk away. Yeah, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you next week.